So in today's video, I'm going to take it step by step and I'll show you exactly what layers are, why they matter, and how to use them without getting overwhelmed. And I'll share some examples along the way so it really makes sense. So let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and upload 2 different images and I'll show you the difference between the two. First one we're going to do is a JPEG, and again this is a JPEG, Mickey, and we're going to hit continue. So when you use a JPEG, you will always have a white border or background behind your image. So you can see here that this is white behind Mickey. So we'll need to manually remove that before we upload it to Cricut. So we're just going to click on the white and that removes the white. We're going to click here and we're going to go ahead and click here. There is a little bit over here on the left, but I want to show you what happens if I didn't see that. We're going to go ahead, hit apply and continue. And you can see here that there's a little bit of thing going on right there, a little bit of color. Same with in between his legs, because you can see over here there's not. So we'll just hit the backspace. And you can go ahead if you don't, let's say you don't see that one here. Let's click here. But let's say you don't see that one here. You can always make it bigger and then click, and then you can see that that is now removed. And then we're going to hit apply and continue. And now you can see that that little piece and right here is gone. So you have multiple layers, which is in the beta version, and you have to subscribe through Cricut Access in order to be able to upload multiple layers into Cricut Design Space, which we're not going to do today. And we have single layers. Single layers are more for a cut image to cut on vinyl, I guess more for like vinyl and HTV vinyl kind of stuff like that. Then there's flat graphic. So we're going to go ahead and select this, and this is for a print and cut. We're going to hit continue. So over here on your left hand side, it says image name. Here you'll want to go ahead and probably put Mickey Mouse, and you have right below it tags. Tags are super important to put little things that help you remember this image. So if you need to pull it up, it's easier to find it. And we're going to hit upload. So right here, this is a JPEG. You do see over here that this says low resolution. A lot of times JPEGs are also a lower quality, so that could be why this one is coming up as low resolution. Next, we're going to hit upload, and this image of Mickey is a PNG. So we're going to go ahead and hit continue. Now you'll see here this does not have the white background. That is because PNG images are transparent and there is no background, which is really nice. We can just skip that step of removing the background like you had to do with a JPEG, and we'll hit apply and continue. And we're going to go ahead and select flat graphic again. So we're going to hit continue, and you'll want to go ahead and put tags in again. So Mickey, Disney, just whatever tags will help you remember what this image is called. So if you're looking for it later, you can find it, and upload. So on the left, this is the PNG, and you can see that it does not have low resolution like the JPEG. That is one of the other differences. PNG is a better quality. So a lot of times it's a lot easier to just upload a PNG, but if you want to upload a JPEG, you can do that as well. This image is an SVG image of Mickey, and this is different than a JPEG and a PNG. So we're going to go over here, we're going to just click on Mickey, and I'm going to go ahead and hide it. So let's go ahead. We're just going to hide these two. So this image here is different. So this is an SVG image. Here is the group and ungroup. So if you highlight right over it, it says ungroup. So we know that this is grouped. So we need to ungroup it. Now you see all these different layers. So you'll see here on the right hand side is the layers panel. Each part of the design becomes its own layer, because when a designer creates an SVG, it's usually built in separate pieces. That way you can move things around, change the colors, or you can delete something without it affecting the whole image. So let me go ahead and show you what I mean. So let's say that I don't want him to have shoes. Maybe I'm going to use something else. I can just drag that and move it. If I don't want him to have the hands, I can move it. So all of these are removable, and that is what the difference is, and those are all different layers, if that makes sense. With an SVG, it gives you layers, and all that means is that there are different pieces, and you put all of those pieces together to create the image. So let's just go ahead and hit the back button, and all that does is it just puts everything back the way it was. And I'm going to go ahead and group that back together, and let's go ahead and make this one visible. So this is the PNG. So with the PNG or the JPEG, you can send this to your printer and it will print in color, and then you can cut it on Cricut. So when it cuts on Cricut, it's just going to cut the border, like the outline going around. So you have that option to do with those two. With this Mickey, if we sent this to the Cricut, let me turn my Cricut on. Okay, so if we were to send this one to the Cricut, we would hit make it on the mat, confirm, and again you're going to have different layers and they're going to be different colors. You could use vinyl, you can use cardstock, you can cut all of these pieces individually. So there's the difference between the print and cut and an SVG. Let's say that you have an SVG and you do not have a PNG or a JPEG of the image that you want. So let's say we do not have the other images of Mickey. All you have is this image, and this is an SVG. What you can do is you can group it so it's grouped, and you can go ahead and hit flatten. And now this is a print and cut. See, it says right here, print then cut. So you can just hit duplicate and you can make numerous Mickeys, or let's see, you can even just click here and hit the delete button. So let's go ahead. I'm just going to hide that one, and let me show you something else. So if you have an image, let's go ahead and put in a square. We'll close this and let's change this to, let's just do like kind of like a red. All right, and let's make it a little bit bigger, and then we're going to go ahead and insert text, and let's just write my name, and let's drag this up here so you can see it. All right, and let's just make this a little bit bigger, so we'll drag this here. All right, and let's change this to black, and it doesn't matter, I'm just trying to make it look a little bit nicer. All right, so this is something else that you can do. What I'm going to show you is called slicing. So let's say you want to put this here, and let's just first say that you have this image and you place it here and it's not in the front. All you would do is just select both, go up to arrange, and we could hit send to back, or we could put bring to front. In my case, it actually was in the front first, but that is how you make your image appear. If you place something over it and you don't see it, you would just select both of them and click on arrange, and it's either send to back or bring to, let's see, bring to front. Oh, so another thing I wanted to show you is slicing. If I were to select both of these and I click slice, now you can see that I sliced this square and I use my name. So now you see that this is sliced in here. When you slice, you can only use 2 images. Go ahead and do a shape, and let's just do a circle. Okay, and if I had a circle, and then let's say I had my name, And I already had this, so this one's in the back, so I'm going to hit arrange, bring to front. So let's say that I have this. So we're going to grab both of those and going to hit align and center so they are even, are centered, and I'm going to go ahead and group it. Let's say I want to put like a little circle. We're going to go ahead and do a little circle. Let's make it smaller, and we'll change this to a white. Let's pretend that I want to make this into an ornament, so I want to have this part cut. So if I'm placing this over here and I go ahead and I select both of these, you'll see that slice is grayed out. That is because you already have my name grouped to the image, and when you slice you can only use 2 images. So if it's grouped to another image, you cannot slice that image because it's already grouped to something. I hope I make sense when I say that. This you cannot slice because it is 2 images. So if we went ahead and we hit ungroup, and then I didn't hit ungroup, hit ungroup, and then let's say I move this over. Now this black is 1 image. I can drag this circle right here, and then again I'm going to do bring to front just so I can know exactly where it is I want to, you know, make the slice. I can select this. Now I can hit slice, and then if I wanted to add my name, I could go ahead and do that, arrange, bring to front, and I could go ahead and group it. So that is slice, which is really cool. I like slice. It's a lot of fun. Let's say that there's also, so there's slice, there's combine, and let me give you an example of combine. Okay, so let me go ahead and just get rid of that. Let me show you something else. We're going to go to shapes, and we're going to do a heart and a circle. And we're going to close this, so we'll do a red heart and a black circle. So if I want to place that heart just like this, let's say I want to make it a little bit bigger, and I want to have these connect, I can go ahead and go into combine, and I can put unite. So now this is 1 image and it's united together. Now let's say I decided I didn't like that. I can go back here and hit undo. So now these are 2 separate images. So that is what the unite is. This is another really cool feature. I keep hitting that. We're going to go into shapes, and let's do a square. Let's make it a little bit bigger, and let's do a star. So I'm going to change, let's close this. Let's change the star to red. So if I take the star and I put it over here, and let's say I want to go ahead and select both of these, and I go to combine and I put subtract, this actually will cut that star right inside the square. So that's pretty cool. It's very similar to slice. Like you would be able to do that with slicing too. If you chose, like I showed you the slicing with the name, you could do the same thing with a star. So that's just exactly slicing. That's the same thing. We're going to use a circle and a heart. So let's say I place this right behind the heart and I select both. I can go to combine, and we can click on intersect, and that is the shape that you get. Now that's something else you can do. I have never used that, but if you're looking to come up with a very specific shape, that is one good way to do that. Okay, and another one, let's just say we're doing the heart and the circle. We could go ahead and put them, we can overlap them, select, combine, and we can exclude. Now you're missing that little piece. It cuts that little piece right in the middle. This is another way to get a very specific image that you're trying to make, and we can always hit undo. And I think that was the last one. Or you can weld it, which I think I showed you weld. If you weld it, you would just place it together, and we would select it, and we would do combine and weld, And then now this is the shape. It's kind of hard to see with it being black. All right, so it's just one solid image. That's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial today and you learned something new. Comment below, let me know. And as always, if you ever have any questions or if you want me to do a video on anything specific you want to learn, feel free to comment below and I will try my best to make that video for you. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give me a thumbs up and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.